The English Premier League, the La Liga, and the Italian Serie A. Big games we saw over the weekend. It's going to be a loaded package on the show today. We'll also quickly stop by at the conversation around the performance of Team Nigeria at the just concluded Olympics as we prepare for the Paralympics in about 10 days' time. I will have a sound bite from Ashade Olutayo, one of the athletes that Nigeria took to the Olympics. Would also take something from Kai Havertz, his reaction after Bukayo Saka's outstanding performance in Arsenal's first game of the season against Wolves at the Emirates Stadium. Would also touchdown at the La Liga. Barcelona started off the attempt to reclaim their La Liga title with an emphatic and interesting 2-1 victory at Valencia. Roberto Lewandowski getting those 2 quick goals. All of the 3 goals were scored between the 44th and the 50th minute. Win for Barcelona. For Real Madrid away at Mallorca. Well, a team that finished 17th on the log last season, and then the attacking firepower of Real Madrid that had Kylian Mbappe making his Spanish La Liga debut. There was also Rodrigo Goes, a fantastic goal he scored yesterday to give Madrid the lead until Mallorca equalized. Fantastic game for Mallorca, by the way. We'll always talk about all of those ones, but another big game tonight, and it's going to be super explosive, and it is between Atletico Madrid and the Yellow Submarine Villarreal. Crazy game I will see tonight. So there's so much to discuss in the menu. Once again, welcome. Big weekend. Chelsea began their 2024-2025 Premier League season with a defeat at the Stamford Bridge against Manchester City, the league champions. And of course, Manchester United, remember, started on Friday, maybe not exactly like guys on fire, but they did the needful and they got a scrappy 1-0 victory over Fulham at the curtain raiser for the Premier League for the 2024-2025 season. There was also Liverpool. He truly slotting it very well. He got a good victory for himself in that game against the New Boys. He pushed down. Yes, we'll talk about all of that on the show today. Once again, you're welcome. I'm not doing this alone. I've got my wingman from the left to the right, and both of them actually have a gang up against me. But the sweet thing about this gang up is my show. I'm the host of the show, so I'm in control of the mics. If the gang up is becoming too much for my power to carry, I will do Senator off your mic. I will off your mic. Guys, big weekend, no doubt about that. I mean, the world gave us spectacular goals over the weekend. 31 goals were scored in the championship in England. Quality goals, quality finish. Burnley, they've made it back-to-back victory. 4-0 in their first game, 5-0 against Cardiff. Maybe they want to come back immediately, especially after losing their manager Vincent Kompany to Bayern. Guys, how did your weekend go? Let me start from you, Akintayo. Big weekend, no doubt about that. Barcelona, one of the very tricky games. They would always struggle against Valencia, but they got the job done. Roberto Lewandowski, 2 quick goals there, and it's done and dusted. Barcelona secured the first win of the season for Liverpool, and Slot became the first manager in this decade, in the last 10 years, to win his first game. Crazy. Jurgen Klopp did not win his first game. Brendan Rodgers did not win his first game. It's Ipswich. No doubt about that. No disrespect. It is not that they play Chelsea. They probably would have won it. So Chelsea, Akintayo, big weekend, no doubt about that. Let's get into the conversation. How did your weekend go?
Good evening. It was a brilliant weekend, especially welcoming the sports, the major sports back. The English Premier League, the La Liga, the Ligue 1, as well as the Italian Serie A. It was a brilliant weekend. Unfortunately, it was a bad one for our own boy Israel Adesanya, which we were banking on winning.
We'll talk about that fight also. We'll talk about it.
It was a painful one. It was a painful loss. And above all, at least I was able to enjoy the Bermuda Triangle. And I've been hearing news now that that OBO he now has a competitor for the 0-1 in Spain. His name is Mbappe. Even the Sir Bobby Charlton, Kenny Dalglish, Hendrick, he didn't play a minute and I saw him sweating, taking pictures after the game. I don't know what was happening in Madrid. At a point in time, about like 8 players were playing on the same wing. They were confused. I don't know what was happening with
10. Okay.
Brilliant weekend, Ogami.
You heard it. See, the beautiful part of this whole conversation is no matter how many goals you score, no matter what you do, the Spanish La Liga, this thing is done and dusted even before the league started. And I'm surprised a Liverpool fan is also joining into this banter. And you know me, I'm the king of banter here. When we scatter this thing, you know, the funny thing is that I think it was Dami and Agbatomi that were chatting on the WhatsApp group, and I said, see, Madrid is in such a place that there's no other club, and I repeat, no club, whether it's football, basketball, no sporting franchise has the authority to banter Madrid. Take it or leave it. The records are there, the cabinet is there. So let me have your thought. Liverpool.
I get them before the property.
Let Barcelona.
Last season is last season.
Barcelona.
That is in the past.
No, it's okay. I'll remind you. I'll remind you what you just talked about. Agbatomi, big weekend, no doubt about that.
Yeah, big weekend.
I mean, slots. It looks like he's trying to slot in effortlessly.
Yeah.
And I think he's kind of holding on to the team he inherited from Jurgen Klopp.
Very true.
And they had a good win. 300 goals involvement for Mohamed Salah. Maybe in the course of the week, I would revisit this Salah conversation, the goals conversation. Where does he stay in the rankings of set of the best players that the English Premier League had ever witnessed? Would also maybe doing that, they would also look at Haaland, 91 goals, 15 assists in 100 games. I mean, for Man City, it's crazy. I had to post like, how do you do this in England?
Yeah. 91
goals, 15 assists in 100 games for Man City. Crazy. Agbatomi, how did your weekend go?
Good evening to everybody. Of course, my weekend was splendid, was enjoyable for me. Of course, on Saturday I saw my dear loving club Liverpool, win that first game. Of course, against Ipswich Town, it was definitely going to be a potential banana skin. When I saw the first 30 minutes of the game, I saw the fact that Ipswich were up for it. They had a raucous crowd behind them. But then, at halftime, of course, and slots said one or two things, changed one or two things in the side. They came out, in the second half stronger, and then they got the 2 goals. Mohamed Salah, to be honest, for me, I feel he has to be up there as one of the best players that the Premier League has ever witnessed. He's even gone past the numbers that Cristiano Ronaldo even managed, while in the Premier League. But yes, just like we were saying, Erling Haaland as well. When we say he's a cyborg, not a normal human being for Manchester City.
He will be competing with Ronaldo in terms of goal scoring.
In terms of goal scoring, but let's think of that.
And that's
what made my weekend right was just yesterday. Talking about Real Madrid being unable to win a team that finished 15th. With Mbappe, Vinicius, Bellingham, Rodrigo, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Rudiger, all of them. And at some point, I sent you the image. At some point, you are seeing Vinicius. You can't
measure heat map with the starting 11 templates.
The funniest thing about the Mbappe scam was that he was culpable for the goal that was conceded. He was the one on the guy that entered the ball into the net, despite his own camera.
We're due for break. It's system. No one will come back. You see, you guys know that. That's why they call it sport cruise. There's cruise, there's banters. But the beautiful part of the whole conversation is that
Madrid lost.
It's 38 games. Madrid drew away at Mallorca. It's not a loss.
See,
it's not a loss.
No. It is a 2-point loss. It might not be an outright loss in terms of 3 points. But losing from a winning position is a loss.
It's a loss, yes.
You're not regaining a point. You earn the loss, not a point.
See, I would appeal to you guys to maintain this energy when it returns.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Guys, you need to check your NIN status before Monday, August 9th. I cannot say this enough because the next batch of barring will start again soon. I know some of us have submitted our NIN multiple times, but your NIN has not been linked to your line either because your picture on MTN portal might be different from the one on NIMC portal, or you got married and changed your name, or another person registered your line for you when you bought it, or you mistakenly used a wrong date of birth, and many other reasons. But don't worry, MTN has made it easier to link your NIN in just 2 minutes from the comfort of your home, office, or while you're on the move. No need to visit MTN office and join the queue. If you use a smartphone, you can visit nin.mtn.ng or dial *996*4# on your MTN line. Just follow the instructions and you're done in under 2 minutes. Remember, barring will start again very soon. Link your NIN before then to avoid stories that touch. MTN, what are we doing today?
Chai, my head oh. Ogala Lord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? My village people don't come again oh. This one with your body hot so, you don't do test? Yes, see result oh. Ogala Lord, no be your village people oh. Na malaria, you need Luta. Luta na better medicine wey dey knack down malaria. Oya see am, take am. Hey, thank you Oga Luta. I don't dey kampe. Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
Looking for ways to save your data? It starts with your apps. Deleting unused apps helps, but there is more. Most apps have data saver modes. Activate them to control data usage. You can also go to settings to turn off auto updates. Lastly, close unused apps to save data when you ain't using your apps. These changes can make a big difference. For more information, visit your mobile operator's website or consumer.ncc.gov.ng for more helpful tips. Stay connected and enjoy smarter data usage. This message is brought to you by the Association of Telecom Operators and Nigerian Communications Commission.
Yellow Naija, link your NIN, link your NIN, link your NIN. How many times I talk am? If you never link your NIN, dem go soon start to block lines oh. I know say una don submit NIN tire, but if e never work, e fit be say the picture wey you submit before no resemble you again oh. Or maybe person don register your line before you when you buy am, or you use the wrong name, or you put football age for the date of birth, don't forget to use the same date for the time wey you go register for NIMC portal. All join oh, but MTN don't come with simple way where you go fit take link your NIN sharp. Just dial *996*4# from your MTN line or go nin.mtn.ng. If you dey use internet for your phone to check your status, make you link your NIN. You fit link am anywhere where you dey, whether na house or office or even as you dey waka. No let story touch you. Go link your NIN now. Barring go soon start oh. MTN, wetin we dey do today?
Chai, my head oh. Ogala Lord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? My village people don't come again oh. This one with your body hot so, you don't do test? Yes, see result oh. Ogala Lord, no be your village people oh. Na malaria, you need Luta. Luta na better medicine wey dey knack down malaria. Oya see am, take am. Hey, thank you Oga Luta. I don't dey kampe. Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
Looking for ways to save your data? It starts with your apps. Deleting unused apps helps, but there is more. Most apps have data saver modes. Activate them to control data usage. You can also go to settings to turn off auto updates. Lastly, Close unused apps to save data when you ain't using your apps. These changes can make a big difference. For more information, visit your mobile operator's website or consumer.ncc.gov.ng for more helpful tips. Stay connected and enjoy smarter data usage. This message is brought to you by the Association of Telecom Operators and Nigerian Communications Commission.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
Sport Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
Alright, thank you very much. Good to have you back. Our next break will be for 6:30. So we've got some good minutes to have analysis on a lot of things that happened over the weekend. The Nigerian representative at the continent, both the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup, had a pretty good outing. And as predicted, 2 wins and a draw. And even the draw is more like home away from home because one of the opponents of the team had to play that game in Nigeria, and then the return leg would also be at the Nest of Champions as well. Big wins for Remo Stars, quality goal. Robin van Persie, flying. I almost said flying fish. We'll talk about all of that on the show today. But before then, Sᴘᴏ Tᴏᴜ, she's a shot put athlete for Nigeria, and then she revealed that her and her teammates received no financial support from the Nigerian government in their preparations for the 2024 Olympics in Paris. She was asked about the support they received, and she said everything was self-funded, including training, coaching, medical expenses, and competition fees. We have the soundbite of that session. It's less than a minute. You listen to it, and when we come back, we look into, is it time we start holding people responsible for this institutionalized failure? I mean, one of the worst interview I've watched any sport minister conduct on TV was the one Senator John Enoch gave last week Wednesday. Whoever advised him to go on that show did not advise him well. He spoke from a place of maybe they don't understand what it means for Nigerians to invest emotions in supporting these people. We had 84 athletes, spent almost 10 billion. Well, even if it is 35, we spent almost 10 billion. And we came back with nothing. Until now, nobody's setting up any inquiries. Nobody's asking questions. Nobody's asking for a report. The minister keeps going around making excuses. He resumed a year ago. He had 4 tournaments to prepare for. What were the handover notes that was given to him? Did you prepare for Olympics a year into the Olympics or a year to the Olympics? The reason why the organizers of the Olympics always give you hosting right ahead is not just for the hosting city. It's for the people and the organizers, especially the local organizing committee, to know that okay, in the next 4 years you are going to Los Angeles. In the next 8 years you are going to Brisbane, Australia. That is why they give you enough time. It's not just for the host nation. Take a listen to what Sᴘᴏ Tᴏᴜ said, and what would come back, we'll slide into it a bit. If we should just allow everything to slide, and then we'll go. This is the worst Olympics we've had since London 2012. And after London 2012, heads rolled. People were suspended. There were some shakings. And the next 2 Olympics, we had medals. Maybe it's time for us to sit back again and bring some changes around the sport administration in this country. Take a listen to Sᴘᴏ Tᴏᴜ. We'll be right back.
So pretty much every year, me and my teammates, everything is out of pocket. We pay for our own training, our coaches, medical, competitions. So everything is out of pocket. And it's not until we get to the championship that we start hearing about potential grants. And, it's not, as I'm trained for 4 years, being given the grant at the competition, which doesn't pay for 2% of what I pay out of my pocket for 4 years of training.
Wow.
Impedes what we do. Having, training partners who compete for the U.S. that are, the same tier as me, they receive at minimum $40,000 grants per year. Yes, and for Canada, they have grants where they receive $2,000 to $3,000 per month, and
Well, that was Tᴏᴏʀᴛs, a shot put athlete for Team Nigeria. They just concluded Olympics, and I'm sure you heard what she said. She said that all of their regulars, their training, their coaching, their medical expenses, competition fees, it is always self-funded, and it is only when you get to the venue, when the tournament starts, that's when you start hearing of funds are made available, and it does not even cover 2% or what they've spent. So imagine the Canadian athletes receiving $3,000 every month. Imagine the United States giving $40,000, $50,000 grants every year to their athletes, and you wonder why the United States had almost 40 gold medals at the Olympics when they had over 450 medals in all at the Olympics. You wonder why China went neck to neck to them, because everything in China is structured. You know who is doing what, you know who is staking what, you know where this is staying. Look at the way Botswana welcomed Tobago. A public holiday was declared. The entire nation. Look at what happened again where Julian Alfred, I mean, they had to send the presidential plane to come and carry all of their athletes from France. The first medal they ever won from that nation was a gold medal, and even in the 200 meters she came second. She had the bronze, she had the silver rather. I can tell. Let me start from you. We're not new to all of these things. We've heard them over and over again. Even in football, at the last Olympics that the Dream Team attended, Mikel talked about the fact that he was the one that was taking care of their welfare.
If you could remember, they were about sending them out of the hotel room.
The hotel rooms, yes.
Before Mikel had to step in
and clear the payment.
The cyclist made mention, wasn't it last week? She made mention of how the gears were being provided by someone else, not even by the federation. Ailments, our kits and everything was being provided by a third party. I don't know why we keep on complaining on the radio, on the TV, on the internet, and this thing keeps on coming in year out, and there are no changes. Tell me why an athlete will receive a $3,000 every month and the athletes will not perform. You could see as well some of the athletes that were in colleges in the United States, they were not affected by the stories. Over here in Nigeria, if a student decides to represent his school at a local competition over here in Nigeria, the school will move on without him. It does not get to they do not get to even recover those lost times back. And I don't know why this thing keeps on happening over and over again. The Senate, the minister was just trying to be politically correct, trying to play. It was those answers were something that could get him sacked if we were to be in a serious country. Honestly, I'm so sorry about that. We just don't. Just look at what one of the officials of the AFN made mention about the favor of Philly. Come on, even if you have grievances against her, these are not the things that you say just barely a week after the end of the competition. You are lamenting now she's rude, she's come on. This is someone that is meant to cover his face in shame, because we took over
our national champion. Favour Philly is the national 100 meters record holder.
Talking about the national champion, I'm talking about how the athletes went into that tournament and they could not even get a single medal. You're talking about Favour Philly. What about Brume? It is not just Favour Philly. Earth needs to roll, but Earth cannot roll if the people that are meant to take decisions are not taking the decisions. People need to leave those positions. I see no reason why someone will be there for over 5 terms and the person will still be there. People need to leave and allow new brains and fresh ideas come in. We cannot just have people that do not have an idea. There's a reason why the current administration decided to divide the ministry. That's to
youth and sport.
Just focus on sports. Leave the youth alone.
Focus on sports.
Just focus on sports. It's just youth as minister for youth development. Just focus on sports. But we don't have people that have that administrative idea, that know what they are doing. And look at the NHI of the school of sporting this thing at the Lagos State Stadium, at the stadium in
National Institute of Sports.
National Institute of Sports. What are they doing in that national?
Have you been to that place lately? maybe towards this week, all of us will just take a walking visit to the National Institute of Sport in Sᴘᴏ on the sport desk. We just quickly say them so that you guys will understand that the NIS is just NIS by nomenclature. Nothing is happening there. We have over 30 associations in this country, and none of them are functional as much as you'd expect, apart from maybe when you remove the NFF, and then they have their own glasshouse, they have their own secretariat in Abuja. You go to the National Institute of Sports here, you see Taekwondo Federation, Chess Federation, Judo Federation.
The only reason why the table tennis,
there's nothing happening.
The reason why the table tennis is active is because Lagos State actually is funding
focuses on table tennis.
On table tennis.
They bring in the
ITTF competition,
graded competitions,
big people from other African countries.
That's the only reason why table tennis is still thriving. It's unfortunate. Sorry, Agbatomi. I'm always a huge fan of people being held accountable. So once you find yourself within public space, you should be ready to to open the books anytime you're being called on.
Very true.
At the end of 2012 London Olympics, when we didn't win a medal, former President Goodluck Jonathan set up some committees, and there were indictments. Some people were suspended. Only God knows, maybe they smuggled them back through the back door. But the most important thing is that there were little improvements in the next Olympics. We had 3 medals, 3 bronze and 1 silver. But look at where we are right now. Even the athletes that had bronze and silver at the last Olympics, they were thinking they were going to have. I mean, you're coming with competition experience, which is really important, by the way. Is it time for us to sit back, and what direction do you think our stock taking should take?
Yeah, Okoyemi, I think we'll continue to have these conversations if we fail to do things right. I remember the 2012 Olympics, Kintayo, when just like this, former President Goodluck Jonathan, after the Olympics, right, started some investigations. Of course, you want to say he didn't do that personally, but then he set up some committees, just like you said, and at the end of the day, we saw the fact that a lot of head, we're
chopping block.
Exactly. See, I expect that by now the same thing should have happened. This is over 2 weeks now, two weeks or a week after the Olympics, and nothing has been done. The so-called agro sports minister Jᴏɪᴛ went live on national television to conduct an interview, and none of the statements he made were apologies to over 200 million. No, like this is, sometimes I can be very, very careful about these things, but I think it's high time we spoke about these things in real life.
Do you know the most appalling part of that interview?
Okay,
I would expect the sport minister to go to such interview with numbers and figures and documents and names and papers and numbers and data and stats.
Depreciation of the naira. Is it his personal money?
What exactly is Jᴏɪᴛ doing as the sports minister of Nigeria?
The only time we get to see them is when the competition has started and you see them at the Games Village. Why do we keep on saying that? People keep on.
What are you doing at the Games Village?
Spending
the American Minister of Sports. America sent an ambassador. This name Snoop.
Yeah,
Snoop was the ginger for the team in America.
Until we begin to get things right, we'll still keep talking. Because see, from the onset, my issue from the onset is the appointment of Jᴏɪᴛ, and this all boils down to the president.
They said he's the best.
No apologies. It all boils down to the president. Yes.
See, we need to have investment in this. You cannot keep on saying that the money has not been, because one thing about governance is money allocated and money disbursed. Sometimes they might allocate some money and they might not yet disburse the money. We cannot keep on having such thing around sporting events, especially when look at the embarrassment that was upon us last year at the Women's World Cup, where a certain Ian Wright had to be appealing. The commentator of the game against England was appealing to the Nigerian government to please release the fund for the ladies. Guys, who was the minister of Nigeria?
We're due for our next break, and we'll move into the Bed Baba segment of the show. But I'm sure a lot of you guys did not forget what the Minister of Sports said when he was appointed, that he does not need to be a sports person before he picks up the appointment. So what that basically does is, I can be a graduate of mass comm, with a master's degree in international and diplomacy, and I can be Minister of Health. Yes, I could do Yoruba education
in Nigeria.
Yes, I could do Yoruba education at the University and be the Minister of Finance.
What you need is just to give orders. Come on.
So that's what the sport minister is saying, that it does not need to be a sport person to be the Minister of Sports.
We are not serious.
We'll be right back.
You dey find better God. I be you one play course. Over 1.5, I be you one bet. Say, don't seem no go score. I don't like okay. We get better pay out. Don't worry, we there for you. Our own job right out. We know the fee they show. No, we there for you. We there for you. You see for bet Baba. Give me money, bet Baba. Cash out it easy, bet Baba. Online games for you to play. I got all I want. We get better. I give me that. Now bet Papa get us welcome to Bet Baba.
Register now on betbaba.ng. Not for people under 18.
I didn't lobby to be the sport minister. President Tinubu saw me fit and decided to put me in the task of building sports in Nigeria. Since I was assigned this portfolio, I've been reading about sports. Right? So you're telling me that the Ministry of Sports can be a learn on the job? Let me continue. He said, I don't think you need to be an active sport participant for you to be the Minister of Sports. He said, I think what is required is who can provide leadership, direction, someone who is transparent, understand the sector and reposition it, and that is what I'm bringing on board. I was once a footballer. When I was appointed, some of my old mates called me to remind me of my playing days.
My goodness.
The Nigerian Minister of Sports said he doesn't need to be a sport person to be employed as the Minister of Sports. So I can do Yoruba education in school, and I'll be appointed as the Attorney General of the Federation. That's what Senator John Eno is telling me.
It reminds me as one of the owners of Manchester United back then said, he do not understand the offside rule, and you are an owner. How do you invest in critical areas of and that is why we could see the depleted state of Old Trafford, because they don't have people. It's just now they're just trying to fixing people who know the deal. We know what happened when Woodward was there under Sir Alex Ferguson. We knew how impactful he was. Even Cristiano Ronaldo came out to say the cafeteria is still the same as it was when he was still.
You're taking this matter too far. Let me bring it closer to you. All of the people that held significant roles at the just concluded Olympics in Paris, apart from the 50,000 volunteers, everyone that held important roles, all of them are Olympians. They said there's no former Olympian, so once you're an Olympian, you're forever an Olympian. All of them have at one point or the other represented their countries at the Olympics, represented France at the Olympics. Every single one of them. So you check federations in the world, and then you ask yourself,
Mr. Okbe, the more we take sports as business, sports is business. The more we take sports as business, the more prosperous our sporting industry will be. Why do you think a certain Tᴏᴏ Mso could actually prepare to be where she is? Because she had a private organization that had to take out
managing her
sponsor. If she had to rely on the Nigerian Federation to, oh my goodness,
Okwemi, 9 billion was the money set aside for the Olympics. And now my question is that, how was this money, budget allocated? Now you need to ask all the federations that were involved.
How much did they collect?
That were involved at the Olympics.
And when did they collect the money?
Who are the people that disbursed the money and collected the money?
When I saw the minister on that national TV, I expected him to have documents with him. I mean, even if it's your tab or something, you're allowed to bring all of those into the studio. You bring out all of these numbers. Okay, we got 9 billion. We spend 183 million on each athlete's welfare. We spend so and so on this. We got all of these logistics. This is what we spent. This is what have been expended already. This is where we are. This is the shot that we have.
Our star, our point guard for the female basketball team was on air in one of the American podcasts, and she said they were not giving gears.
Yes.
She said they were not giving gears.
So I was money utilized.
She said when he said they had to sponsor some of they had to fund some of their gears.
Do you know that there are sport officials that their sport was not at the Olympics for Nigeria, and they were at the Olympics.
Of course, Esther Coach.
Their sport was not at the Olympics. We didn't participate in their sport as the Olympics, but they, the head of the associations, were at the Olympics. So, in what capacity? What are you going to do there? You are the head of Nigerian Cycling Federation. We don't have cyclists at the Olympics. You are the head of the chess federation. We don't have chess at the Olympics. So, what are you going to do? Scout for who? To bring in people to represent us in this country. Let me quickly read this. The profile of the 36th Minister of Sport in Nigeria, Senator John Eno. He was born on the 4th of June 1966. He is reported to be a Nigerian politician, a teacher, a farmer, and a philanthropist. That is the profile of Nigerian sport ministry. In a country that has almost 66% of its population as young people, in a country that is being reported to be the second largest exporter of footballing talent in the world behind Brazil. And look at where we are right now. It's going to be a big deal. Maybe a long way ahead of here, but I really hope that Mr. President will have the mind and the will to bring changes.
We are still expecting the KPI for the ministers.
Which minister?
We are still expecting, because if anything is to go by under these 11 months, it has been total failure.
Let's just leave this. I just have to quickly bring in that conversation so that you would know that we can blame all of these athletes for whatever it is we want to blame them for. But when you sit down with them, when you understand what they go through, then you know that we don't even deserve to expect them to win us any medal. And like I said, a bit happy that we didn't win anything, because if you had won, even if it's a silver medal, it would have distracted us from the madness that is going on.
They will say, we are
give a national honor.
We are work in progress. We are work in progress.
They will give them everything.
We are always working.
How do you wrap up your head around the fact that our national team, the most valuable football team in Africa, the 10th in the world, went to the African Cup of Nations and failed to win it, and we brought them home and we gave them national honors. We gave them landed property in Abuja. We gave them houses. Some of these state governors organized elaborate parties to welcome back their heroes for coming second.
Mr. Oᴑ, when what you fail to realize is, when there are certain organizations like this, organizations of parties and all these things they give to all these athletes and all these sports people, one thing that is there is that there are some people that benefit from them.
Sure.
So if there is, as long as there are people that will keep on benefiting from those things, we'll keep on having. See, what I see in the United States, they just go and visit the president, and not just every of the athletes goes to visit the president.
They choose not to.
It's just
when the United States women national team won the World Cup 4 years ago, they refused to go see the president. They said he didn't support them. They said he's against this, he's against that.
Everyone did not fall.
They didn't present the trophy. When one of the NBA teams won the NBA in 2019 or thereabout, I think the GSW, Golden State were. They refused to go see the president.
I believe it is time we start calling out the names of those federation chairpersons. I think they are hiding too much under the minister's umbrella. I think by the time we start clamoring and start mentioning the names of the sports federations, those that are in charge, I think people will start sitting tight. See,
you need to go to
some of them don't even have offices. That's how bad it is.
I think we should even take a walking visit over there.
Yeah, we take a walking visit before the end of the week. I mean, it's not very far from us here. We just go there, and you guys will have an idea of what we're talking about. It's not palatable at all, but it's okay. Let's leave that conversation. We hope that, just like Akintayo said, we'll move to that stage where we'll start pointing at you. Oh, you are Aḻaji so and so. You are Engineer Gourmet. You've been IOC. You've been NOC chairman for 5th term.
Just when we clamor on the NFF president.
Yes.
This time we need to start saying that this is the chess federation president. What are you doing?
This is who don't rate us, because how do you even explain that?
even the NFF president says
one of the most bizarre things I heard over the weekend is the Samson Siasia agenda.
You know,
you saw them on my status here. You came to show me.
Remember, I told when we spoke about the mighty jets.
The rumor.
And I told you, I said the way this thing is going, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end they are just targeting the time of when his ban is elapsed, and they will approach him. And what happened is a day or two before the ban will elapse was when
the news was filtering.
The news is not start filtering. What happened was they said Nigeria is going to announce the
interim. They first said interim. So the Guavon's name came up.
Before we knew it, the next day we heard that Samson
one thing I'm happy about is the fact that his other accomplice in person of Salisu Yusuf has now been unveiled as the new manager of Barao FC.
It is well. It is well. It is well. It is well. See, we can't keep on going like this and keep on talking on TV and keep on talking on radio and on the internet, and there are no changes. That is the pain.
I was on the platform on Friday, and then one of the guys that hosts this stuff together came up with the Siasia agenda, and I couldn't hold it. I'm a huge fan of Siasia. He's done an amazing job with the under 20, with the dream team. The time he came to stabilize the Super Eagles, amazing guy. But let me tell you the truth, Akintayo. Coaching is a practical job. There's no how in this world you'll have been out of job for 5 years. I don't care whether you do online courses. I don't care whether you watch games. I don't care whether you do all of those crash courses. As long as you've not been practically coaching and the ban was very emphatic. He must not have any football related activity.
The ban he had is similar to the one Platini had.
Yes, it was an absolute ban.
Don't get close to any
even if it's an academy, if it's academy, you must not coach an academy.
We understand he has made sacrifices. His mother was kidnapped, but this is beyond emotions. This is beyond what he has done. This is beyond what he did at the 1994 World Cup. Now, let me put this to you, Mr. Ope. Imagine the next World Cup in 2026. We eventually, quote unquote, qualify. And the commentators are saying now the Samson Siasia was formally banned for 5 years. Come on.
That's what I said on Friday. I said we cannot afford that negative energy right now.
I am even tired of having ex-Nigerian players coming in.
Why are we even discussing this issue? Akintayo,
I think we'll talk about Chelsea. We need to put Chelsea on the chopping block.
We're due for our next break in about 90 seconds. But before then, major leagues in Europe return this weekend, and we'll start from England. We'll look at the Arsenal's performance. We'll look at Manchester United briefly. We'll also look at Manchester City. We'll talk about Haaland. I think we'll just focus on some of those key, signs. And because I've always said, a lot of people will tell me that, Harry Kane should have stayed in Tottenham and become the highest goal scorer. And I'm like, see, whether you like it or not, no matter the number of goals you score, there's a possibility that someone else will come and trash your records. But when you have trophies, even if you are Pinto, the former Barcelona goalkeeper that was a free player and he won champions, won everything, it will be on record that Omar Dion, he was part of the Spanish team that went to the Olympics. He was more like a benchman. Very true. David Raya was part of the team that went to the Euros. He played only one game, but his name is there as a winner as an European champion. So it is for me a space where people need to start asking questions. But when we come back after this break, we look at the journey of Haaland. 100 games, 91 goals and 15 assists. What kind of a monster do we have in our hands? And within this period, he's won the Champions League, he's won the Premier League back to back. Ladies and gentlemen, what monster do we have in our hands? Bed Baba is here. When we get back, we'll talk about the Premier League, the La Liga, the German Bundesliga that will also start this weekend, and of course the Italian Serie A.
You dey find better odd. I be you one play correct cost. Over 1.5, I be you one bet. Say, don't seem no go score at all. Hey, we get better pay out. Don't worry, we there for you. Our odd, chop right out. We know they feel the show. Oh, no, we there for you. Oh, we there for you. You see for bet baba, give me money, oh bet baba. Cash out today easy, oh bet baba. We get online games for you. You play, I got all I want. We get better bonus. I give me another no. Yeah, now bet baba get us all. Cash out for sharp. Darling, no. Welcome to Bet Baba.
Register now on betbaba.ng. Not for people under 18.
Yes, it was a massive weekend of football in Europe, and we had the English Premier League return. I started on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and there's still a Premier League game tonight, a big one. Leicester City just returned from the Championship, and of course, if there is Tottenham Hotspur and Postecoglou, how far can he take his team ahead of the 2024-2025 season? But let's start from Arsenal. I'll play you a quick sound bite. That's Kai Havertz. And there were a lot of predictions, by the way, that Arsenal fans did. Who's going to score the first goal, the long range, the goal of the season, and 75% of the Arsenal players said Kai Havertz was going to score the first goal of the season, and that was exactly what happened. Sumptuous assist from player of the match Bukayo Saka got a goal for himself and an assist after that Kai Havertz's goal.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I think there are not a lot of players like him on the planet. He's still so young. I don't know, he looks, in every action he looks dangerous, and he's young, still he can get better, but I think it's very rare to see a young player like this performing on the highest level every week, and so I think we're all very happy with him.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch, and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland London. God bless you.
Welcome back. Don't forget to make betbaba.ng your number one betting platform for sure odds, cash app. Now sharp.
No time.
Guys, you heard Kai Havertz, waxing lyrics on Bukayo Saka. Yet again, he delivered. They said this is his season. They said the same thing last season. But he looks sharp for a player that participated at the Euros, and then, they got close, got to the finals, back-to-back final losses. How vital is Bukayo Saka to Arsenal? And if they feel like, this is our season, how crucial would Saka stay in field? I like the fact that he was substituted, in about this. That was
what I was coming to.
Let's start from there, Akintayo.
That was what I was
how
coming to.
Big will Bukayo Saka be for Arsenal season?
He is consistent when he's fully fit. But there are some games whereby you feel this game is done and dusted. Just take him off. Yeah. Put in someone else. And Arteta will stubbornly not take him out.
Even at training,
he will make sure that he plays the 99 or 1 million minutes that they are going to play on that field of play. He can't keep on doing like that if he knows he wants to win. Come on, the only reason why Guardiola do not do something, why Guardiola is one of the only manager that made the fewest changes in the last few years, is because the system, they get the ball. They don't run after the ball. They have the ball, they play with the ball. Some games Guardiola might not make any change, but it's different from your star player. He would play almost every minute, and
from club and country,
play even in the Carling Cup, in the Carabao Cup, in the FA Cup. We keep on just sometimes just take him off, and I was very happy and surprised.
Let's talk to Wumi. He's been talking to us. Hello, Wumi. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen in the studio.
Good evening,
boss. All throughout the weekend, I prayed for you guys, and the Lord will continue to preserve you for us.
Amen, and you too.
Okay, you see, on this show of the night you alluded to a while ago. In fact, I so much love it, and I've been looking for the opportunity. You guys are going to do a research work on that NIC. It's just been moribund, and they are collecting grants year in, year out. Since whatever you come up with, going to be very marvelous. I want you to go there and do a good deal of work there, please. Then on the matches over the weekend, look at you can see the difference between somebody who knows what. Look, Chelsea coach, you coach your coaching seat with Pep Guardiola, and you're not been able to read his mind psychologically. You understand? When he substituted Romeo last year,
and
that's what you told me. You made that tactical error, and Guardiola knew he's going to do it. He did it. I don't the turning point in the game. He could not even come up. You understand? So that's the difference between knowing the person you are dealing with and being a good yourself.
Thank you,
because you are doing a great job.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you for joining the conversation. Let me ask you, Agbatomi. Chelsea. See, a lot of people felt like it is Man City. Of course, it can happen. I watched the interview of Kareska, and he talked about the fact that it's a team. But I want to ask you straight up.
All right.
Bringing in Kareska means he's a developmental manager. When Thomas Tuchel was brought in, the message was clear: stabilize the team. We're still in the Champions League, and he went to win the Champions League. Chelsea have had in the last few years tried to bring in developmental managers. Graham Potter, it was supposed to be a 5-year journey. It ended in less than 1 year. There was the Frank Lampard situation also. It didn't work. Then they brought in Mauricio Pochettino, which I think was good enough. Chelsea was the 4th best team from December to the end of the season, but they let him go. So they brought in the Kareska that he doesn't especially have such large experience at the top level. Yes, he's worked under Pellegrini, he's worked under Carlo Ancelotti
as a player.
Yes, that's why I said worked. He's also worked under Pep Guardiola now as a coach, as one of the coaches. This is the management of Chelsea asking the fans to endure again.
They keep on enduring.
Is this the right direction for Chelsea, or do you think the management will be patient enough for Kareska to implement whatever he wants for the team?
The message is clear for Enzo Maresca. The message is try as much as possible to stabilize the team.
Do you see Maresca as the manager to build that journey? This is what I'm asking you.
Okay.
A lot of young players are within the Chelsea ranks, 22, 23. The management have done a lot, even in terms of wage structure. At some points, the average earning at Chelsea was 200, 220, 180. Now the average salary is about £70,000, £100,000 per week. So they try to do a whole lot of those things, meaning that you may not expect instant results. But do you think the fans are ready for this long journey that does not come with a lot of certainty?
Well, why I believe personally is if you are ready for success, you have to be patient for it. That's just the thing. You want success, you have to try as much as possible to enjoy.
But the Chelsea model have been different. Chelsea have done the hire and fire model, and they've been the most successful English side in the last 15 years in Europe.
It was not the same owner.
It was not the same owner. Under Roman Abramovich, he was ready.
But they had two Champions League.
Todd Bowley seems to be an owner that would try and give you chance.
So why would you fix what is not broken?
I can remember when Jurgen Klopp was appointed as manager of Liverpool, he didn't get to win the Premier League until 5 years after he became the coach. He didn't get to win the Champions League 6 years after he became the coach. So the most important thing for Chelsea, their fans and the owners now, is to give Enzo Maresca
at the moment. That's the only thing that can make sense to me. That's the only thing that can make sense to me, because you cannot tell me why a manager would be telling the fans after having a disastrous campaign last season, barely qualifying for Europe, and having to tell them that I'm not here to win anything for now.
Enzo Maresca himself said it. The management board already told him that trophies are not a priority this season.
So that's what I'm saying. I said they're in the wilderness. You said no.
So guys, hang on. I'm used to winning. You've made me got used to celebrating at least one trophy every other season. As in the midst of all of this chaos, Chelsea has remained the most successful English club in Europe in the last 12 years. 2 Champions Leagues, the UEFA Cup and the Europa League, the FIFA World Club competition, the UEFA Super Cup. They've won everything, and they've won it via a system of hire and fire.
English club for the last 20 years.
Exactly. They've had this iron fire system. Bring in a manager, he does the job, fire him. Andre Villas-Boas was there, he didn't deliver. They brought in Roberto Di Matteo, he won it in caretaker capacity. They gave him a 3-year deal. 8 months into the 3-year deal, they sacked him. Frank Lampard was brought in. Frank Lampard said the team was not ready to compete. They sacked him. They brought in with Thomas Tuchel that was also recently sacked at PSG. And he won the Champions League for them. It's a model that had worked. So do you think the fans that have gotten used to those taste of success are ready to endure on another long journey?
It is season. Trust me, it is season. Liverpool took 30 years before they could win a Premier League title. Manchester City.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I'm just surprised. I'm not used to it.
Manchester United as well also took, I think, about 7 years as well. You know, until the arrival of Erik ten Hag.
We are talking of 10 years ago. I know. Football is evolving every single minute.
But it's just a season. It's just a season.
See.
Before you tell me to see, and then before my payment cease at the end of the month, let's check what Baba is cooking for us.
I bet you want to go, let's go. Over 1.5, I bet you want that. Say, don't see no go score at all. Hey, we get that pay out. Don't worry, we there for you. Our own chop right out. We know the finish. Oh, no, we there for you. We there for you. You see for bet Baba. Give me money, bet Baba. Cash out today easy, or bet Baba. Get online games for you. Play I got all I want. We get better. I need another. Yeah, now bet Baba get us. Cash out, welcome to Bet Baba.
Register now on betbaba.ng. Not for people under 18.
Welcome back, guys. Going forward, we've seen Liverpool. I mean, I feel maybe Ipswich is not exactly the toughest test, but let's go to La Liga. Barcelona started on the very bright side, one of the most trickiest fixtures for them. I mean, and they didn't exactly fly out, but they got the most important thing, which is 3 points. 2 goals from Roberto Lewandowski. How vital would he be for Barcelona this season, especially with the fact that he comes with a lot of experience in a team that's got a lot of young players in it?
He just needs to put the ball in the back of the net. It's just do the basic.
Just do the Van Nistelrooy thing.
He will get the ball, but the issue is how will they bury those chances? In his first season, he did brilliantly well. Last season, he could not just get the ball in the back of the net, and last game was a very typical Barcelona Valencia game at the Mestalla. The atmosphere 100%. There is nobody that goes to the Mestalla that wins there easily. Even the likes of the Real Madrid of this world, they go into the Mestalla and it's a tough task. And especially Barcelona and Hansi Flick having in his first game, it was a very tense game for him.
Very tricky as well.
See, that game was very scary as a Barcelona fan watching it from home. But you could see what he was trying to do, what he was trying to implement. Valencia had one of the best chances of that game. They could not just finish up, and that was what happened.
If that second goal had gone in, and if not for that goal line clearance, it probably would have been a different story.
To say not just me.
I can tell you, there's Real Madrid, and then Barca aside. I mean,
Barca aside, Mallorca's at home is one of the toughest stadiums you could ever go with.
See, it's a basket competition.
Atletico Madrid won the last season.
It is not about winning. If we're not say Barcelona won here at Mestalla, we're not talking about just winning. Like I said, it's one of the toughest places where you could go to.
Guys,
don't paint.
See, Bermuda Triangle can go well. Vinicius, Mbappe, and Rodrigo. We are not talking about the Bermuda Triangle, but we are talking about the stadium. See, that Mallorca Stadium is one of the toughest places. Barcelona could not win the last season. 2 seasons ago, still the same thing. See, the stadium is one of the toughest places where you could go to. It's like going to Stoke City Stadium. It is one of the toughest places.
Guys, we're pressed for time. Amazing time on the radio today. No, come on. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And I like the fact that your team is playing in the Champions League. Right? Your team is also playing in the Champions League. Exactly. Thank you guys for being a part of the show today. I can tell a big shout out to you. Super Monday edition with you guys. Agbatomi, thank you so so much, Pelumi.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you for being friend in the studio. My name is Okoyemi Akede. Next up, his life is good with Cordelia Okpe. Keep your dial locked on Milan 98.3 FM. The show returns tomorrow. Stay safe and enjoy your game. It's Leicester City and Tottenham Hotspur. Bye for now.